Om Shanti. So you see that there is sometimes a little less volume in the beginning, yes? So that's because I don't know why the laptop takes some time to adjust to the sound. So have patience while that happens and it gets corrected in 4 or 5 minutes. So instead of worrying about why you can't hear, just use some earphone or something for that time and you will be able to hear something and then it will be okay. So have patience. Don't disturb yourself because that's the beginning of the session. So if you work yourself up, that's not going to work well for you. Okay, so this is also some working of Maya, and Maya does these things. Okay, so disturb you in the beginning itself. So don't fall into that trap. Now, as I was talking about in the meditation, I want you to think really deeply about whether you understand that you are a soul, and whether you understand that you are a soul independent of everything else, independent of the roles you're playing, independent of the body you're living in. You are a soul, and within a very short time, everything else is going to change and you will be on your own. And when you will be on your own, you want to be powerful at that time. You want to be powerful enough to go ahead on your own. And this is what Baba is training us for. And when we listen to Baba's Murli, sometimes it clashes with the idea of relationships that we have, or the idea of, the roles that we play. But we have to understand that there is no confusion if you've understood you are a soul. And whatever you are doing is for yourself, and ultimately it is you who has to move ahead alone with yourself. There will be a time when even Baba will become very detached. And that is the time when we will be on our own with whatever we have learned and whatever we have imbibed and the spiritual strength we have developed. So it's very important to see yourself as you are and understand that in that time, the time that I'm talking about, it is my knowledgeful, pure, peaceful stage. It's a complete stage that I've built for myself that will serve me. And so our attention, our interest in developing that stage has to be good. And what I have learned in this whole journey is that it is very important to have a vision, and there are people who work very instinctively, and they say that I do as I feel like, but no. Baba says you have to be a master Trikaldarshi. So see the three aspects of time and do whatever you are doing with that vision. And that vision is very important. You should be able to see that there is a time coming very soon where I will be alone with my spiritual strength. There won't be those people who today I'm bothered about and because of whom I neglect Srimad, or there won't be that work which becomes an excuse for neglecting Srimad. It'll be just me with whatever I have done with Baba's teachings. And at that time, even Baba won't be teaching. Baba will just be detached at that time. And I have to deal with whatever is happening on the basis of my spiritual strength. And Baba will not be teaching me, but if I have had that clarity of intellect, that link of love with Baba, then I will be able to receive signals which will help me guide me towards the right decisions. But all that effort has to be made now. And if now we don't understand I am a soul and I have to totally belong to that one, then we will miss out on that. And this is why appreciating this time when Baba is teaching us all of this is very important, because when this time is gone, we will be with what we have done with this education. So this is something I want to underline in the beginning. And today Baba says something very interesting, and we really need to pay attention to it. And what Baba is saying is, Baba says, children, there should be no strings of attachment to any bodily beings. If there are any strings of attachment, you become trapped there. So everyone is going to, wean away. So we are going to, there will be a scene when nobody will be with me anymore. And if I have attachment with anyone means anyone, my parent, my child, my spouse, my friend, anybody, then that one's thought will not allow me to have a good stage at that time. So we need to understand that this is not a very light thing that we are doing. It's quite serious. So Baba says, if there are any strings of attachment, you become trapped there. Here, even when your mother dies, you eat halwa. Baba says, when Brahma Baba's Lokik Yugal, so when his wife died, so his daughter telephoned Brahma Baba and she said that mother died. So Baba told on the phone, Amma mare to bhi halwa khana, Bibi mare to bhi halwa khana. So your mother died, so you don't be sorry, you don't cry. What is halwa? Don't go and cook halwa and eat. That's not the halwa. Halwa means something that gives you strength. That's gyan. So remember to be knowledgeful at this time. And Baba says, my wife died, so I also remember to be knowledgeful at this time. So Baba says, always remember to be knowledgeful and powerful, even in the face of the death of any loved one. Baba makes you sit in front of him and asks you, if Baba makes you sit in front of him and asks you, now sit in front of Baba. And what is Baba asking you? Baba is asking you, if a relation of yours tomorrow dies, will you cry? Yes, will you cry? What is Baba asking? Baba says, if you have tears, you fail. That person would just have shed a body and taken another. So if you cry, that means you've not understood he's a soul. And you've not understood that these relations are not permanent. So you've not understood Gyan at all if you cry. So Baba says that person would just have shed a body and taken another. So what is there to cry about? Yes, what is there to cry about? They are in a different body. That's it. Anyone else who might hear this would say, what are you saying? At least say something good. Yes, people say shubh shubh bolo. Speak nice things. But what does nice mean? Does it mean false? Not facing the reality, is that what nice means? So Baba says, oh, but we are saying good things. There is no crying in the golden age. In the golden age, nobody cries when someone dies. Because death is an equal celebration. You can see that when someone dies, he's taken a new costume, and that is reason for celebration. You get a new dress, do you not celebrate? So leaving an old costume means taking a new dress. That's reason for celebration. So Baba says, we are saying good things. There is no crying in the golden age. And this life of yours is even more elevated than that. Right now you're with the ocean of knowledge. You're with Baba himself, God himself. This life is more elevated than the golden age. So what you don't even do in the golden age, you can't do now. So Baba says, you are those who save everyone from crying. So then why should we cry? So how could you cry yourself? Baba says, you have to stop everyone from crying. You cannot cry. We have found the husband of all husbands who takes us to heaven. So why should we cry for those who make us fall into hell? Baba says, everybody else is making us fall into hell, right? Yes, they are making us more afraid, more doubtful, more lustful every day. And then Baba says, why do you cry for those who are taking you to hell when the one who is taking you to heaven, the husband of husbands is there with you anyway? So Baba says, Baba is telling us such sweet things in order for us to claim our inheritance. And if we really understand that I'm a soul and I have to go forward after all the scene of destruction, then in the Murli today, Baba talks about the Karmatite stage. And what is the Karmatite stage? When even in the face of everything collapsing, the body, the relations, everything, you are able to stay absolutely pure, peaceful, harmonious, happy inside, blissful inside. That is the Karmatite stage, when nothing on the external pulls you, attracts you or repulses you. That's the Karmatite stage, when the soul is in the state of complete fullness. Yes. So Baba says you have to build that Karmatite stage before this Vinash Leela starts. And do you understand, even in this COVID times, there have been families who lost all their members. Yes, and we can see clearly that there will be times when the times that are coming, maybe not in the immediate future. I'm not saying that this virus is going to exacerbate or something. We don't know how the drama is going to unfold. So it may be that this virus stops and then something else comes up or whatever. But Baba has told us the truth, that there will be a time when all souls will leave bodies. And everything that you called your own is going to just crumble down. And then Baba says, even at that time, if you are able to stay absolutely in a blissful stage, because you have understood that I am a soul and I come alone, I go alone, and with the with Baba and whatever Baba has given me, I have developed enough strength so that I don't need to attach to anyone or anything anymore. Yes. And along with this question of attachment comes the question of love. So how do we deal with both these things? Not being attached and being loving also. So in the blessing today, Baba is talking about that. Let's understand that. Baba says, in order to experience an easy yogi life, be detached with knowledge. Detachment with knowledge. There is, so some people, they detach because they don't feel attached to someone. Yes, so sometimes you say, I don't feel the same with this person anymore, or and you know what sannyasis do? They say that I don't feel any attraction towards the world anymore. So they detach and they leave homes. But Baba says you don't have to detach because you feel like being detached. You detach with knowledge. So you know that everything else is temporary. So you understand that change will come, and you understand that I have to engage until everything changes. So you work knowledgefully. Now let me ask you one thing. Um, do you listen to your feelings, or do you listen to Baba? Do your feelings guide your actions, or does Srimad guide your actions? Because if you think about it, mostly your feelings and Srimad will be opposite of each other. Because your feelings are coming from your sanskars, which are given by Maya. You have to ask yourself very deeply. See, you will never feel like getting up at 4 a.m. But you don't have to be guided by your feelings. So, you see, we have a man and we have a buddhi. And most people will say that, my mind says this, or I feel like this. But a simple answer to that is, you don't just have a mind, you have a buddhi also. Use that. Even if you don't feel like doing something, doesn't matter because your feelings don't matter. You have to listen to your buddhi, which understands. That's why there's a confusion, right? If you didn't understand right from wrong, there would be no confusion inside. But there is a state of confusion because you understand something and you feel something else. Yes, so you feel like sleeping, but you understand that you have to wake up. And waking up is good. So listen to what you know, don't listen to what you feel. So even if you are drawn too much to to engage in a behavior or something, don't do that because you have knowledge that that's not going to lead you anywhere. Yes, even if you feel like gossiping, you feel like wasting time, you feel like being lazy, don't do that because you have understood that that's vikarma. And you can do this, this is a very, very beautiful relationship you have to develop with yourself, where you can smile and guide yourself that no, don't do that. So there are many people who have understood the value of, maybe health training or something. And then they talk to themselves and they talk themselves out of those feelings, which make them feel lazy or something else. Similarly, you have to talk yourself out of those feelings. And how do you do that? By being very anchored in your sanity and what Baba is telling you. So whenever you are in relations, you have to see that this is a soul and this soul and I are with each other very well. But then they have their own journey, I have my own journey. And whenever I engage with them, I engage fully, but in a knowledgeful state. And then I will know how to be very flexible. So even when you're talking to your spouse or your child, you should keep in awareness that this is a soul and this soul has its own journey and they are unique in their nature. And then whenever there is a point where they are not meeting your expectations or they are behaving differently from how you want them to, you have to keep that knowledgeful state and just give and just understand what is the right thing to do in this situation. And if you lead your life in this way, introducing knowledgeful engagement every time you come into interaction, then slowly, gradually, you will build this knowledgeful detachment over the years. Yes, so every interaction has to be very knowledgeful. So there is a comment, I think feelings are there, which is still more prevalent. And then consciously you have to remind the knowledge you have gained to make that change, to go to a proper path. Yes, of course, this is why we are asking this question because we are mostly guided by our feelings. So Baba is giving us the instruction that in order to experience an easy yogi life, be detached with knowledge. You don't have to just be detached externally. You don't have to avoid anybody. You don't have to ignore anybody's calls. That external detachment is not what Baba is telling us to do. But you must not have any attachment in your mind because you know what is what. And I will tell you one thing. So, I have understood in this journey that we have a very typical problem. What is that typical problem? When people are around us, we practice to detach. And when there is a scene in drama, when somebody is away from us, we miss them. Yes? Why don't we do the opposite? When someone is with me, I practice knowledgeful engagement. I don't make an effort to look aloof or stay distant or, act all that out. Yes, and sometimes we want to give a signal, oh, now I have Baba, so I don't care for you. So, so you don't have to do all that drama. What you do is you engage properly, knowledgefully, lovingly. And then when they are not there, because nobody, there are times when you want them and they're not there. You want to talk and they're not there. So that's the time you practice, being with Baba fully. Don't miss anybody. So if you know how to use drama properly, then drama can make you perfect. And drama gives you every opportunity. This is my experience. I feel that drama gives you a laboratory to learn everything. Yes, there will be times when there'll be too many people around you, and then you feel like you don't want to talk to anybody, and then you have to train yourself to be a sevadhari and engage with them lovingly and knowledgefully. And then there will be times when you're miserable, feeling alone all the time, and then there's nobody. And then you have to train yourself to, completely attach with Baba. So don't fight with the drama. Use the scene of the drama to develop the right tendency. That's a very good way. Yes, and we do completely the opposite sometimes, when people are around, oh, I want to meditate now. This is my time for meditation. And then they're not there, why are they not calling me? Now you meditate, what is the problem? Yes, so sometimes you have to you have to see what's going around, what's the drama telling you. This is what I think is go with the flow. Yes. And I've seen in the center also, sometimes a lot of seva, and then you want to do all the yoga at that time. And when there is no seva, no yoga also, go and sleep. So no, when there is a lot of seva, you do seva. And in that seva, you do yoga. Yes, be a karam yogi. And when there is no seva, you sit and meditate. 8 hours bhakti you do. So why do we have to keep fighting with the drama? And there are some people who say that whenever I want something, that doesn't happen, and whenever I don't want something, that happens. So I'm never in the right place with the right person at the right time. So you make it right. You start liking the person and the place at whatever time you are with them. And understand how you have to engage and how much you don't have to engage. And then when they're not there, then you completely understand that this is your opportunity to build very good relationship with Baba. And if you do this is what Baba says in the slogan today, that if you balance this Swapurusharth and Seva, whenever there is an opportunity to share, express, radiate, if you're doing that, and whenever there is nobody around, you fill yourself and meditate and go to that, bring about that stage of inner fulfillment, So if there is a balance of Swapurusharth and Seva, then all your karmic bondages will change into good relationships. So everywhere where it was pinching, it won't pinch anymore. It will become very harmonious. So Baba says in the blessing that you don't have to just be detached externally, but you must not have any attachment in your mind. To the extent that someone becomes detached, so he is accordingly loved. So when you are detached, that is, you are not coming from a place of emotion but with knowledge, then you will attract love, because then you are not giving the other soul what you want to give, but you're giving them what they need. Do you understand? When you come from this knowledgeful place, then you're giving them what they need, not what you want to give. Yes, so if you are in control of yourself, then you can check the nerve of what the other person wants and give them that. And nobody loves a person who just, in desperation tries to give them everything they want to give. They love people who give them what they need. So if you are very knowledgefully detached, you will understand that now they want some time of their own. Right now they want to talk and they want me to listen. And sometimes they want a suggestion and they want me to tell them something. So when you go by what they want and you give them what they need, then you earn their love. And if you're just desperate to give what you have, then there is no love coming your way. I want to talk, you listen. I want to give, you take. No. So Baba says, a detached stage is lovely. Those who do not become detached from external attachments become distressed instead of lovely. This is why an easy yogi is one who has the speciality of being detached and loving and so free from all attachments. Okay, so can you create a mental image of how you will be detached and loving in a relationship? You can, I think, after this discussion, but the key is you can only be as much detached as you're filled inside. So Baba always gives this example of food that is cooked properly. So when mothers who cook, they know that whenever you're preparing some halwa or something and you want to check whether it's cooked properly, so what's the sign of it being cooked properly? It leaves the edges. It just leaves the whole edge and it comes out very nicely. That's the sign of a thing that's cooked well. So, detachment is like that. You will leave the sides. You will be very detached when you are inside very mature. So when you have filled yourself with Baba's knowledge, purity, love enough, you've built that relationship with Baba so well that there is no need to seek anything from any relationship. And there is completely this sense that I have to be available for the other one because they need it. Then you will be able to give them what they need. Yes, and if you give them what they need, then there'll be love coming your way and it'll become a very loving relationship. And there is one sister, she's very young and she comes to the center and she tells me one thing. I love this place because I can come here whenever I want. And then I get what I need from here. And this is my most permanent relationship. So there is no relationship which has lasted longer than this, because you give me what I need. So this is the kind of relationship that you want to have with everybody. We are not trying to force anybody to do something or, adopt something. Every soul is on a journey where they are getting increasingly depleted every day. And everybody is coming to an awareness that I need peace, I need purity, I need some guidance. And that's where you have to pitch in. But that requires complete availability and complete state of fulfillment inside. So if you are feeling fulfilled and you are completely available, then they will be able to draw from you whatever they need. And that is the basis of a very loving relationship. Okay, so Baba says no attachment, because you understand that everyone and everything is going to change very soon. And then completely knowledgeful detachment and full spiritual availability to anyone and everyone around you. And today, Baba is also talking about something very interesting. Baba says, I have come to decorate you spiritually, and you must never put on physical makeup. So, Baba has forbidden us from putting on physical makeup. Yes, so Baba says, you are beggars, and so you must have no interest in following fashion. What is beggar? Baba says, you are the one who are making an effort to completely do away with I and my consciousness. Yes? So you want to completely come to a place where you know that nothing external belongs to me. And in that stage, if you're trying to, follow fashion, then these two things don't go together. So Baba says, the world is very bad, and therefore do not indulge in any kind of fashion for your bodies. So Baba is telling us, who do you want to attract towards your body? By engaging in all this fashion. And if they become attracted to you, it's more trouble. It's not something that makes your life easy. So do not engage in activities that attract people with vicious eyes and then, fall into trouble, because that's not going to help you in any way. So Baba says, keep your life, your physical appearance as simple as possible, because there are no good people you want to attract with your physical beauty. So who are you trying to attract, and then who do you want to, why are you creating this destiny of trouble? So stay as simple and as in whites and in whatever attire that is very, very simple and not attractive to the eyes. Yes, so because that will save you from more trouble. So keep your life, your physical appearance simple, and that's a good thing. And you see, Baba's children are in all parts of the world, and they are doing so much seva. And this simple attire and simple look has helped us, save ourselves from a lot of bad drishti. Yes, and Baba's task has been ongoing for so many years, and it is this Shrimat which allows us to focus on the work and not invite too much trouble. Yes, so Baba says, if you are serious about who you want to become and what you want to do, then follow this Shrimat of keeping your physical appearance very, very simple. Okay. Om Shanti.